we've been taking Brenda's arrival in the jury house quite well, Jordan.
If you call waiting outside of Rachel's room to see if Brenda ever lets her come out again, well then yes, I'd say he's handling it very well.
Handling what well? Oh, never mind, I don't care. So which loser house guest are we ripping a new rectum this week?
Mr. Snuffle says Ragan got evicted.
How appropriate. I'm in just the mood to fillet a stick person. Where's Mr. Fluffy, Chip? Did he finally wear out his tongue?
No, Uncle H.R. He's with the diabolical super genius showing him some grooming techniques so Matt can surprise Ragan when he gets here.
Sounds like the showmance may finally have a happy ending after all.
Well, that depends on whether Ragan forgives Matt for the lie about his wife having a disease.
Oh please, Ragan is so devoted to Matt that Matt could tell him he pushed a bus full of midgets and AIDS babies off a cliff and he'd be completely oblivious.
Sounds like a certain rat and redhead I know.
What was that, Squirrel?
Oh, nothing, HR. I was just thinking out loud. Shall we get on with welcoming Ragan to the jury house?
Gladly. Ragan. Oh, how you've annoyed me this summer. To House Rodent fans, that line may sound familiar. It's the line from the goodbye message I left for last year's most vile house guest, the nasty line. It may not be for the same reasons, but it still seemed fitting to reuse the line on you, Ragan, this season's most vile house guest. The good news is, you didn't last long enough to win the 50 G's. The bad news is, you walked away with 20 G's for your lame stint as saboteur. Way to pick the safe, boring choices, genius.
If it's any consolation, HR, Ragan's gonna need at least $20,000 in psychotherapy.
Not really, but there's no point in crying about it. So where do I begin to explain to Ragan what made him such a horrific house guest?
How about Ragan the water bucket?
Okay, Ragan the water bucket. Whenever there was drama about to flare up in the house, along comes Ragan like a bucket of water to douse the flames, robbing viewers of any excitement this season.
Unless, of course, the flare-up involved Ragan, in which case he sucked all the oxygen out of the room.
Then there was Ragan the Feed Slayer. Rather than try and explain Ragan the Feed Slayer, how about we give you a sample of what it was like to watch the live feeds whenever Ragan the Feed Slayer was on? Chip, as a gay rodent, would you mind playing the part of Ragan the Feed Slayer?
Oh, Uncle H.R., do I have to? Ragan's really bad at being gay.
No, you don't have to, Chip, but I'll let you sing your song at the end of the video if you do.
Yippee! I'll do it!
Great! And now I present my nephew Chip as Ragan the Feed Slayer.
So I was in the...
Cut! Chip, what are you doing?
You told me to be Ragan. I'm pausing for dramatic effect like he does.
Yeah, well, Ragan doesn't get that no one is interested in hanging on his every word. They just want to hang him when he does that. So pick up the pace. We only have 10 minutes.
Okay, Uncle H.R., but you're spoiling my craft.
Don't be a diva, Chip. Well, what are you waiting for?
Aren't you going to introduce me again?
Actors. And now my nephew Chip as Ragan the Feed Slayer.
So I was in the diary room and they told me I had to... So after the video today, did you hear Mike O tell me how good I was? Once I was afraid, I was petrified. So I was out one night and I picked up this guy Gunner in a bar.
Okay, Chip, I think we've made our point.
But I was just getting to the best part.
Chip, this is Ragan we're talking about. There is no best part.
Oh, yeah, right.
Then there was Ragan the talk show host. When you were riding high in the house, you would gather the BB12 nerd herd together to present Just the Tip, a show for haters, by haters, designed to dispense hate disguised as helpful tidbits for prospective BB house guests. Here's a couple of tips you could have used. Tip number 1, try to make your own Big Brother season interesting without focusing on past house guests, because when you suck, it makes the viewers miss the great house guests of seasons past.
Tip number 2, no one cares if that's what she said. That little gem got old real quick.
Tip number 3, don't be a PETA. Being a pain in the ass for production equals a bad edit where we see you, say, crying in a hammock talking to a sock puppet.
Tip number 4, when judging people in the house, make sure the moral high ground you're standing on isn't a sinkhole. Moral superiority comes off a lot better if your feet aren't wet.
Tip number 5, be careful who you choose as a scapegoat for the house's problems. They may be more popular with the fans than you think, and your endless assaults on them only make you look like something you detest. Which brings me to my biggest issue with Ragan Fox. Your never-ending obsession with my woman Rachel.
Don't worry about it, Uncle H.R. Ragan's just jealous because Rachel makes a better-looking tranny than him.
Chip, it's not too late for me to change my mind about letting you sing.
Oh, hi, Mr. Fluffy. I'm sorry, Uncle H.R.
Ragan, you stated repeatedly that you wish my woman was voted out week 1. Well, if wishes were ponies, you'd be buried in pony shit.
Uncle H.R., that's just a typical night out in West Hollywood.
I'm not even gonna ask how you know that. Ragan, you're the last person who should be insulting a person's looks. Parrots are beautiful, and my woman's acting will clear up once she gets away from the stress of being around judgmental losers like you. You, however, will always look like you're 2 neck bolts and some green makeup away from looking like an actual monster. You seriously need to get over your obsession with my woman and move on with your life.
HR, I do believe that boy's gonna need an exorcism to get over his obsession with Rachel.
A lobotomy would probably be more effective.
Well, one thing's for sure. If he ever does get over his obsession with Rachel, he needs to stop overanalyzing his life and just enjoy it.
Yeah, you never know when that next piece of cheese might be spring-loaded. Hopefully this ooey-gooey judgmental asshole will lock himself in a room till finale night. I could keep going, but I think we'd better wrap this up. It's longer than any of our other videos this season, and it's starting to look like we're the ones with an obsession.
Ow!
What's the matter, Squirrel?
I just bit my tongue.
Is it time? Is it time?
Yes, Chip, it's time. Go ahead, do your little tribute to Ragan.
Hit it! Now we can finally present this in a way Ragan will really understand. He can bitch and he can whine. He'll be crying his eyes out all night. Did you hear that, squirrel? It was really me. It's Ragan the drama queen. It's Friday night, they won't let them go. They're trapped in the house with Brenda's toe. And Ragan in the hammock can't get it to swing. That's playing with this thing. Ragan wants to be with his guy, but Rachel wants to send him bye-bye. Ragan's getting bitchy, thinks Rachel's a whore. No one breaks his showmance. She'll never get the chance, 'cause Ragan's a drama queen. He's really mean, likes to make a scene. Drama queen, so obscene, makes you want to scream, oh yeah. He can bitch and he can whine. He'll be crying his eyes out all night. Did you hear that, squirrel? It was really me. It's Ragan the drama queen. Did you hear that, squirrel?